Hi there, Janet Fritz here for Galaxy Girl Creations. Welcome to my channel. Today I am working on a layout using lots of layers. This is a challenge that was on one of the Secret Not Secret Kit Club's scrap party weekends. So I started out with some paper from Chamel's True Stories collection. That will be the background paper that you're going to see with all of the coffee cups on it. And I am actually scrapbooking a photo of a cup of coffee. And the story that I want to tell is how my husband is so kind to make coffee and bring me coffee almost every morning, even on mornings that I have to be up long before he does. He still gets up, he makes the coffee at least 95% of the time. Unless he's not feeling well, he's always just done that for me, and it's the sweetest thing, and I don't tell him often enough how much I appreciate it, but I do appreciate it, and I wanted to make sure I had that documented. So the paper that I'm using here, besides Chamel's paper, is some, let's see, I think it's Echo Park from their This and That collection. So the red strip in the background, the polka dotted paper, those are both from This and That. I'm not sure about the pink paper. I know the red paper that's directly under the coffee cup is October Afternoon, and I think it's a B-side. It's red and cream color. The two that I just laid down are both Echo Park. The turquoise one is, I want to say it's Amy Tangerine, but I'm not 100% sure on that one either. But basically they are all definitely from other companies. The striped one there is from My Mind's Eye. You can see the logo on it there. I just went ahead and left it because I wanted to keep a border around the edge of the paper that was going on the top of it, but I didn't necessarily want to layer up another sheet of paper, so I just went ahead and left it. So you're going to see here, I'm going to get it all glued down here, and then I'm going to decide that I want to use, I want to change the orientation of where my photo is going to lay. But first of all, I'm going to cut out this coffee cup. I know I want to use this as an embellishment, and I know my paper strips are going to cover that little section of the background paper up, so it's not going to be a big deal that I've cut it out. And I really like the floral on it. I think it's really pretty. And here you go. You're going to see me leave everything kind of right justified. And then I'm going to pull everything up and I'm going to move it to the left because I like the way the coffee cup looks coming from the left-hand side rather than the right-hand side. And I went ahead and just trimmed that red paper down so that I didn't use the entire strip of it, just in case I needed it somewhere else on the page because it's from my scrap bin. Actually, all of those papers are from my scrap bin. All of the layers, obviously the background paper is not from my scrap bin. So here I go playing around with where the photo is going to go, and I quickly decide that I'm going to want it more left justified, as I mentioned before. And so I'm going to flip all of those papers around. When I do that, the paper from My Mind's Eye is going to have the stripes at the bottom rather than at the top. That's okay with me. I don't mind how it looks. It looks good either way, so it's totally fine. But I am much happier with the coffee cup in the photo being left justified rather than right justified. So I can go ahead and take the entire stack of papers and flip them 180, and then those two lighter color strips are from Prima. They're from one of the Julie netting paper pads, and so I'm much happier with how this looks. I went ahead and pulled a lot of blue embellishments out of my box of blue things, and I'm using a cut apart, one of the 3x4 cut aparts from Chamel's True Stories. And it actually says True Stories on it, and I wanted to focus on navy blue as kind of a grounding color for the entire layout because there is a lot going on, and that kind of just tones it down and gives your eyes somewhere to rest with all of the busyness. So I knew I wanted to use that card, and I'm going to end up putting my journaling on there in white Sharpie paint pen, which didn't turn out as clean as I would have liked. I probably should have went and got my Uniball Signo pen, but I didn't do that. I just went with what I had on hand. And then I'm using a sticker that says Rockstar. I believe that's from one of Echo Park's older collections that had a bunch of boy like video game type stickers in it. And then there's a chipboard piece that says Special Delivery. I think that's either from one of the Mambi sticker packs, or it might even be from Pink Paisley, and it would be really old. It's a really old piece. I'm inking everything with a Prima chalk edger, and I'm using the Farmer Jeans color, which is a dark blue. So that's also going to provide a little continuity. I've edged the papers with that as well, so it just kind of gives everything that continuity going all the way through everything, so that the papers don't look like they're just a mishmash of everything put down on the page. They actually look like they belong together. And honestly, the paper here from Shimelle is so colorful that all of the colors in the other papers work really well with it. And that is really one thing I love about her collections. They're all very versatile, and you can kind of focus on whatever color you like, or use it all, and have kind of a rainbow layout going on. And a lot of her stuff is not really gender specific, so you can use it for boys or girls, which is really nice. You could cut out some of those coffee cups. Rather than using the floral one, you could use the one with the striped belly band, or I'm not exactly sure what they call those things, but the sleeve, I guess they call it a sleeve, the coffee sleeve. So you could use any of those cups on there and, tailor it more masculine than what I've done. Now you just saw me cut apart a little circle puffy sticker that I had. I wanted to bring it to both little embellishment cluster areas, so I cut it in half, put one at the top and one at the bottom, and I believe that's just a little piece from Fancy Pants Atwell collection. So normally when I create a layout, I like to have 3 areas with embellishments. So on this particular layout, I have 2, one above the photo, one to the right of the photo, and then I decided I'm going to make a little cluster at the top right hand side of the page. And so I've decided to pull a couple of the sheets of paper that were layered up down underneath my photo, and I'm going to use those and create some little layering elements up at the top right hand side there. And there I'm going to go ahead and ink those up as well to, just keep everything the same. And oftentimes I'll work with just different size squares and rectangles and layer them up, and then they'll hang off the edge of the paper and I'll go back and trim them off later. Another reason I decided I had wanted to use the navy blue on this is I know there's navy blue in the background paper, but I had this little tiny navy blue puffy coffee cup sticker that I knew I wanted to use, and that's what's going on right now. It's been in my box for quite a while, and every time I go through my box I think, oh my gosh, it's so cute. It needs to be used. I need to get it on a layout. So here, finally, it's on a layout. And then also to the right of the coffee cup at the bottom, the one that I cut out of the background paper, there is another puffy sticker there with a coffee cup. So I tried to pull out what I had of coffee cups and use it on this layout because I don't often make layouts about coffee. So I thought it was perfect, and it worked really well. So then I have stuck a sticker that is, let's see here, I want to say that's from Authentique, but I'm not 100% sure. In the upper right hand corner it says Devoted. I just trimmed the top of it off. It's a circle, and I trimmed the top of it off so it looked like it was coming off the edge of the paper. And it says Devoted, and that's kind of how my husband is. He's very devoted to taking care of me and making sure I get my coffee in the morning, and there's a few other little things he does here and there that, when I say here and there, he does them all the time, but they're just like little random things but he does them all the time for me, and it just makes my life easier, and I just really appreciate that he does those things for me. And then I had some little tiny floral stickers on my desk. They've been sitting there for a while, don't even know where they came from, but those are going to end up on this layout as well. I figured they're on the desk, I might as well use them. And then I'm also using a sticker that says, I love this, and I'm pointing to the coffee cup there. And I really do love that he does it. So basically, my story says almost every morning Jim gets up and makes coffee for me, even though he doesn't have to get out of bed. I'm so blessed that he cares for me this way. And I wanted to make sure that I documented that because not everybody sees the going-on of everyday life at my house, and I just wanted people to know he really does a really good job of doing this for me. He's, I don't ask him to. He just does it out of the kindness of his heart and because he loves me, and I think it's just super sweet, and I appreciate it. So I wanted that noted in my album down the road for my kids and my grandkids to see. That's the way you should treat your spouse, and at least that's how we've always been raised. So it's a nice thing. Anyway, just about done with the layout here, so stick around for the close-ups. They should be up in just a few moments. And if you have any questions or comments, go ahead and leave those down below. If you've enjoyed this video, go ahead and give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you're not already subscribed. And I will see you next time.